Right, everyone, please say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening to everyone once again. And so nice to see you all again on this beautiful Friday evening too. Before we start, I would like to do the same wish. May this meditation session also be capable enough to give you at least little peace and little happiness for your life. So please work very ardently for your own sake. So as usual, the old students, they are continuing their Vipassana meditation practice. And I would like to, so later on at the end, so I would like to teach the first step of Vipassana to, I think, one more student, because the other student won't be able to come today because she's sick. So the other new students, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation, right? So whatever the meditation practice that you do, give you everything and work hard. So what matters the most is the understanding that you get out of your practice. Someone can keep on observing the sensations for a long period of time. But if you don't understand the meaning, I mean, if you don't try to understand the nature as it is, then you are not going to get what we are expecting to get, right? So if someone is observing the breath just for the sake of observing, but not with the intention to develop the concentration, then you are not going to achieve what you are going to achieve, right? So give you everything with a very patient mind, with a very calm mind. Please keep on practicing, keep on working hard. So, dear Dhamma friends, for the Vipassana students, so they are now practicing the second step of Vipassana meditation. So you start you start observing the sensations from the top of your head, and part by part, pitch by pitch, you have to observe the whole head area. Then after that, move your attention to the face area, from the forehead area to the chin, part by part, pitch by pitch. Please keep on observing the sensations after that, right? So that's what you have to do during the Vipassana meditation. And whatever the sensations that you encounter, please be aware that they have the same characteristic, they have the same nature. They are continuously arising and passing on. They are impermanent, changing. With each and every encounter of sensations on your body, please strengthen this understanding, right? This understanding about yourself. And when you understand this nature within yourself, you are going to understand the nature of outside things as they actually are too, right? So when you observe yourself, so then you get to know about the nature of the other beings. Not only this nature is on your body, even on the lifeless things. Let's say car, a house, or so other lifeless things, a tree. On those things, this is the very same nature. So you are going to know about that very nature too with your own experience by practicing Vipassana meditation. So work hard. Know yourself so that you know about all the other things outside, right? That's why Buddha said, so when you see Adhyatha inside, so you see Bahidha outside. When you see outside, then you have to see inside, right? Nature-wise. right? So then please keep on working hard. So new students, so this is your first time, right? What's your name? Ashley. Yes. Oh, right. Very nice to meet you, Miss Ashley. So then all the newcomers, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation because that's where you begin. If you don't have enough concentration, practicing Vipassana meditation is very, very hard. That's why I always request the newcomers to practice breathing meditation first, and after some time to practice Vipassana meditation, right? So what you have to do is, please pay your entire attention to the breath. When it is coming in, please be fully aware. But don't go with the breath all the way in. Stop your observation at the end of your nostrils, right? It is somewhere, it is a part that you cannot see, but you have to experience that part. That's where the breath goes and touches before it starts its journey towards the stomach, right? So please be fully aware about that incoming breath. And then when it is coming out, it will touch the very same area and will start going outside, right? So please be fully aware about that outgoing breath too. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Please observe very patiently. So don't forcibly breathe in or breathe out. This is not an exercise. This is a meditation. So you have to let it come and go as it is. But your job is just to observe it as it is. Let it be long, be aware. Right now the breath is long. If it is short, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. It is short right now. If it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. Work hard. Work hard. So all students who are practicing Vipassana meditation for some time, so they are kind of requested to practice. So if you can feel the entrance point of your breath, sometimes you will be able to observe that right now the breath is coming in through my right nostril, or the breath is coming through my left nostril, or the breath is coming through my both the nostrils. So if you have such kind of a concentration, then please observe that one too. That is only for the meditators who are practicing breathing meditation for a satisfactory period of time. Not for the newcomers. They are requested to practice. Observe the breath, their normal breath, with the observing the characteristics of its grossness, softness, so shortness or length. So lengthwise, you have to observe it, right? So don't get confused, right? Then accordingly, please keep on practicing, working hard, work very hard. At the same time, now Vipassana meditators have to develop certain understandings within too. One thing is satisfactoriness, contentment. Contentment about the things that you have. You have to understand that we have to be contented with the things that we have. So Buddha says, Santutti paramang dana. Contentment is the greatest wealth. There are so many wealths, but among all the wealth, contentment brings you the real richness. If you are contented, you are really rich. If you are not contented, then you are not rich, right? Even though you have a lot of money. So let me tell you a story, a folk tale from Europe. the king and the shirt, right? A king was so unpleasant. He was not satisfied. And because of that, he had a very strong headache, right? Because of his strong greed. He had a very strong headache. Then, because sometimes mental factors also create headache. You have to understand that. Natural causes and mental factors, both things create headaches. So this king had this headache for a long period of time. So he consulted various kinds of doctors, and they, in that country, no doctor could give him a good treatment. Finally, a renowned doctor came from another kingdom, and this doctor was he analyzed the king psychologically too, and finally he requested something peculiar, strange, uh, something strange to treat the king. Do you know what that is? The shirt of the happiest man on the land, in the kingdom. Then everybody, so the prime minister and the minister and all the other so royal guards, everyone set off from the palace to find the happiest man on the land. They went everywhere, roamed everywhere, checked everybody, and finally they found out the happiest man on the land. It was a farmer. He was the happiest man on the land. All of them went to him, and kneeling in front of him, they said they won't respect the happiest man in their kingdom. And at the same time, they told that happiest man, our king, he's very sick, so he wants he wants to get treated. That treatment, a very renowned doctor, who came from another kingdom, he requested for your shirt. Can you please give us your shirt? Then that farmer, he smiled. Then all the retinue, the crowd, they asked why he is smiling. Then the farmer said, unfortunately, I don't have a shirt. So we have to understand. Certain people, they have a lot of things, but if they are not satisfied, they are actually poor. They have to live the life with discontentment. So there are 4 main needs of a being. Number 1, so all beings need food. That is the first need of all beings. Second need is the clothing. All beings needs clothing. All beings need clothing. That's number 2. Number 3, all beings need a residence. And number 4, all beings need medication. These are the 4 main needs of all beings. All the rest, they are choices. Right? So to survive, if someone has these 4 things, they have the most important things in the world. It doesn't mean when you have enough of those things, you should not earn more. So if you, according to your ability, so as a layperson, you have to earn, but you have to stay satisfied with what you have, what you gain. So it's a mental thing. Sometimes they try to find it physically, but no one can gain that physically. Certain people eat a lot of food. Let me tell you the story of King Kosan. King Kosala had a rough period of time once because he was the king of the second largest kingdom in India at that time, Kosala kingdom. So he was used to eat a lot of eat a lot. Then he ate 16 plates for a meal. Can you believe? 16 plates for a meal. And because of that, but a king has not much to do and no too much exercises. So he kept on growing. He became so fat. When he came to meet the Buddha, he couldn't even sit on the floor. One day he came to see the Buddha, and during that daytime, it was daytime, the Buddha saw that he had a very hard time even to breathe. And he was turning his body here, this side, up to this side, to that side, to avoid his discomfort. Then finally, the Buddha got to know about, right away, the Buddha got to know about the problem. But he asked the king. Then the king revealed everything. After that, the Buddha said, okay, I will give you treatment. The Buddha called, the king came with his son-in-law, right? His son-in-law. The Buddha called the son-in-law and told him, I will teach you a stanza. Every time when the king starts to eat his last plate, you have to recite this stanza. So this is the stanza. It goes like this. Manujasya sada satim. It's in Pali, those this language. Manujasya sada satimata mattan janata ladda bhuja. Tanutasya bhavanti vedana sanikan jirati ayupalya. Right? So what it means is, for the wise, mindful person, right, who have insight, so they know the limit of any food, right? Intake of food, that person is controlled, right? When that person is taking food inside. Then if not, tanutasya bhavanti vedana. Then if not, the body is going to give you a lot of discomfort. Sanikan jirati, the body decays faster, right? It decays faster. And ayupalyanti, the age, lifespan will get limited. So the son-in-law started chanting at the end of every, first he started chanting on the 16th one. Then the king stopped eating the 16th one. And then he started chanting this on the 15th one. Then the king gave up this 15th one. Like that, finally, when the king understood his limit, he stopped, right? And at the end of every meal, son-in-law got a salary to chant this. And finally, the king gained his same body shape, early body shape. And finally, he came to the Buddha and said, oh, the Buddha, now I feel like I have energy even to run after a bull. So, deer, run after a deer and catch it. I even catch a running deer. I have that much energy. So you have to understand, right? So you have to understand, and you have to develop. You have to develop contentment in the things, whatever that you have, and you have to live your life. So live your life with contentment. If you have the contentment, then what will happen is you will be able to develop happiness with it. And that happiness will help you to grow in meditation, both in vipassana and breathing meditation. So please try to develop contentment in the things that you already have, right? So with those thoughts, we are going to start. So everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. And now calmly close your eyes. First, I'm going to pay our respect and gratitude towards Buddha by chanting the stanzas. Then after that, we are going to start today's meditation, silent meditation session. Please calm down. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho viññācarana sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko baccattang veditammo vinyuhiti sopanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho ujupanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti panipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Ate purisa puggalam Ese bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Nakiniyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyakitang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient mind, very patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are practicing, if you are a newcomer, please start practicing breathing meditation. Pay your entire attention to the breath and observe the breath as it is. When it is coming in, please be aware. When it is going out, please be aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware. The other students, all students, please keep practicing vipassana meditation. Pay your entire attention to the parts of your body from the top of your head up to the chin. Part by part, pitch by pitch, keep on observing the whole head area and the face area. And after that, Whatever the sensations that you encounter, please be aware about them. Let them be the real sensations, sensations that you experience right now, and remind yourself these sensations are arising and passing away. Impermanent, impermanent, changing. Everyone, please practice very ardently. May your meditation practice be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Now, everyone, please keep your eyes closed. Let them stay closed. But if your legs are hurting, you can change the posture. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Let your whole body to relax. Now let's share our sincere loving kindness with all the beings in the world, step by step. First, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please slowly spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Me, my dear mother, me, my dear father, me, my dear teachers, relatives, and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful, very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards all those people, all those people. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the people in the middle, the neutral people, the people who are not your enemies, at the same time who are not your friends. May all the neutral people also be well. May all the neutral people also be happy. May all the neutral people also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your honest, sincere, loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies, the people that you don't like. Before spreading loving kindness, understanding that all the beings have negativities. Because of those negativities, we do wrong actions time to time. But we should not keep grudges because of something which happened in the past. Please, with this understanding, please let go of your grudges. And now, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, visible beings, invisible beings. Let them be beautiful, let them be ugly, let them be powerful, let them be weak. So, without any discrimination towards all the human beings, animals, birds, reptiles, all kinds of beings, fish. Let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavattu Sambe Mangalam Rakantu Sambe Devatam Samme Buddhanubhav Samme Dhammanubhavi Samme Sanghanubhavi Sada Sutti Bhavantutte. Satu, satu, satu. Now, everyone very calmly, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom, bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope all of you had a very good silent meditation time. Shivana, can you give two of those, two of upper ones, lower ones? No, yeah, to Ashley. Right. So, hope you could concentrate too. I know it's not easy. Mind is, as I always mention, mind is just like a monkey, right? What is the nature of a monkey? It cannot stay with the same, it cannot rest on one branch. It jumps from this branch to another one, and then from that branch to another one. So that's how the monkey's nature is. It is the same thing with your mind. That's why certain meditation teachers call it the monkey mind. Right? It's not easy, but after hard work, you can control it. You can tame the bull, right? So keep on working hard and try to tame the monkey mind. And all students, they have developed, they have been practicing for a long time. So I hope that they have tamed this monkey mind up to at least a very very small level, right? With that, now they are progressing in vipassana meditation, right? So at the same time, newcomers, they are also encouraged to practice hard. So so after about 2 months of breathing meditation practice, I will teach them to practice vipassana meditation too, right? But you have to practice at least 2 months with breathing meditation, right? So then you have to understand that your dedication is the key for your own success. So no one else can give inner peace, in inner happiness for you. So on the trade, you have to work hard. You have to continue your path. So even with small steps, just like an ant which pass hundreds of miles by continuously walking, right? So you may not be able to dedicate time and practice just like a Bhante or a nun, right? But still, you have to go with your own pace. Little by little, you have to grow with your own understanding. And then you have to develop in according to your own pace, right? So please keep on working hard. Then I was teaching you about the Four Noble Truths. First, I taught you about the 3 characteristics of life, right? So can you remember the 3 characteristics of life? So number 1, Dinesha, impermanence. Mr. Rina, suffering. And dissatisfaction, yes. So number 3, no self. Very nice. So we learned about that. And then we started learning about the Four Noble Truths, right? So Four Noble Truths. First, I taught you about the first noble truth, about the suffering, all the beings. So I taught you about the nature of suffering, and I taught you its universalness. It is not limited to one group of people or beings, right? It is universal. It doesn't matter whether someone is a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, or agnostic, or it doesn't matter whether someone is a human being, animal, divine being, or a Brahma being, or a hell being. It doesn't matter. All those beings, they have this foundation in their lives. What is that? The suffering. The life exists on the surface level of suffering, right? And then we learned the cause of suffering, right? Why, when the suffering is going on, they have become a suffering for us. Why it is happening again and again. We learn the cause of suffering. And Mr. Kevin, what is the cause of suffering? Craving. Very nice. Very nice, Mr. Kevin. Craving is the cause of suffering. So have you heard of Four Noble Truths earlier? Ashley? What's your name? Your name? Evru? Also. Olsen? All right. So we met earlier, right? All right, Olsen. Sorry. So I couldn't recognize that once. So Olsen, yeah. So I know I described to you about the Four Noble Truths long time ago, 2 years ago. Yeah. So then we learned about the cause of suffering too. And today we are going, then you got the basic understanding about the suffering and the cause of suffering, right? This is the two parts which are related to the description of suffering. And now the second part, third, that means third portion and the fourth portion, they can be so summarized as one part. The part which helps us, teaches us to come out of all the suffering. I told you already, Buddha said once, I only teach two things to you. One thing is suffering. The other one is the path to come out of all the sufferings. These are the two things that I teach. So even though there are so many teachings in the Buddha, so there are 84,000 discourses given by the Buddha, right? So the 24,000 sutras. Sutras means general teachings. And 24,000 Vinaya teachings, disciplinary rules, that's only for monks and nuns. So then 48,000 sutras about 48,000 sutras of Abhidhamma teaching. So teaching about mental, so psychological phenomenon of beings and biochemical phenomenon of beings, those things. So 48,000 sutras. So they were taught to various people on various occasions, right? So somehow, when you summarize all of them, you can input all those teachings. You can summarize all those teachings into two parts. One is the suffering, and then the path to come out of all the suffering. That's what Buddha taught in summary, right? In brief. So today we are going to learn about the third noble truth. The noble truth about the cessation of suffering. Cessation means coming out of suffering. That is the third noble truth. First one, noble truth of suffering. Second one, the cause of suffering. Third one, so the cessation of suffering, right? And fourth one, I will teach you in the next week. So now I already taught you, craving is the cause of suffering. So because of so there are two kinds of comforts in the world. Number one, in Pali, Kama Sukha, Vimutti Sukha. Both these parts are existing in the world. Kama Sukha means the pleasure in sensual entertainment, right? So in entertaining the five senses, you experience Kama Sukha, comfort in sensual pleasure. So, pleasing the senses. That is one comfort. Then the second comfort is Vimutti Sukha. Vimutti Sukha is spiritual, right? In Dharmic teachings. So this is the one which is focused, right? Let it. So Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, all three teachings, they focus on Vimutti Sukha. Vimutti means freedom. Sukha means, comfort. So comfort in freedom, attaining freedom. So these are the two kinds of comforts that we try to experience. We have to understand when you have the first one, Buddha doesn't deny that there is these pleasing sensations, comfortable sensations in the world. When we do certain things, we feel we gain the ability to develop comfortable sensations. By that way, we experience a pleasure. But we have to understand this pleasure is always temporary. Temporary, right? Stays for a while and passes. If it is an unknown someone, then it gives you bad consequences for so if that pleasure is an unwholesome one, you have to face bad consequences for a longer period of time. But still, even though it's a wholesome one too, because of your craving, you have to experience discomfort for a long period of time because you want it again and again and again, even though some pleasure is wholesome, right? So in entertaining five senses, so there is a pleasure, but it is not eternal. That pleasure is very temporary, and the suffering that comes with it, it stays for a very long period of time, right? Did you understand? Right? Is that your experience? That is the truth. Why are you running after all those stuff? So all of you dream of having a mansion-like house, right? Even though you buy a mansion-like house, you are not content. After a while, you go towards Beverly Hills and you see some kind of big mansion. And you think, what kind of house I do have? These are the houses. So these are the houses. I need a house like suffering. So you are not content. This is the nature of Kama Sukha. You are not contented after having that. That pleasure stays for a small period of time, and then the suffering continues. Right? Even though you have the pleasure, at that time too, the suffering continues underneath. Right? So then you have to understand, even though there's this pleasure in pleasing the senses, it's temporary, and its pleasure is temporary, but the suffering is existing for a long period of time, right? So, but foolish people think when they lose such kind of material general things, that is the end of everything. Let's say you have an affair with someone else, You break up. And now this person thinks this is the end of the world, because that person's world is surrounded around that particular person. So attachment, so all the sensual pleasures, so are, are, are around, uh, designed around that particular person. When that person goes, we think everything is over, right? That's why certain people take very dangerous actions, steps in life. Sometimes those things end uh, end at the destruction of their lives, unfortunately. But wise people understand that all these sensual, so comfort that you gain by pleasing the senses, they are temporary. It doesn't mean that they don't do that. So if it comes to them, so if it is wholesome, they feel it. For an example, so you get a good cake. So you don't say, oh, the pleasure of eating this cake is temporary, so I should not eat this. You don't do like that. You eat it, knowing that this pleasure is temporary. It goes with everything else, right, in your general life. But because of those sensual pleasures, you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't do sexual misconduct, you don't lie, you don't take intoxicants, you don't practice divisive speech. Divisive speech means the speech that you use to divide people. I will describe them when I teach you about the right speech. So several weeks later. And then abusive speech, you don't use abusive speech, and you don't use meaningless speech, right? You live, you don't develop jealousy over the things that the other people have, right? Other people's capabilities and achievement. You don't develop jealousy. You don't develop strong hatred towards the others. You live peacefully. Because you know, even though you own the whole world, finally, you have to live. They are temporary. The pleasure that you gain by those material things, it's temporary. Then Vimutti Sukha. Vimutti Sukha hai, hard to achieve. So, so freedom from that you develop by detachment, letting go of things, knowing the nature of those things as they actually are, as they actually are, seeing the things, nature of things as they actually are. You let go of things. By that way, you become completely free from all those things. It doesn't mean you don't anymore, you don't use anything, right? So if you can, if you have enough money, you live in a house in Beverly Hills, you use the best sports cars in the world, if you can afford. So you live the best way that you can, but mentally, you understand. So inside, you understand these things are temporary, right? These things are temporary. Then, so then you have to understand, right? So vimutti sukha means, so mentally you know the truth of things as they actually are by your own experiential understanding. Experiential understanding. I already taught you. Um, so, newcomers, please forgive me. I don't have time to summarize all those past teachings. So, so I already taught you about three kinds of wisdoms, right? First wisdom is hearsay. Second one is the wisdom that you gain by thinking, right? Not by that one, by experiential wisdom. You see things as they actually are. And then, as I mentioned you earlier, just like a person who holds, uh, so holds to something so hot, let go of that hot thing, knowing that it is harmful for the hand, right? So you let go of the things, understanding these things cause the suffering. You mentally let all those things go, right? Knowing the nature of things as they actually are. Then there you develop the comfort, the comfort, the comfort of vimutti, freedom, right? This is, so I just can say vimutti sukha, taste of freedom, but actually it is something that you have to experience. Even though I talk about this for many weeks, I can't teach you that. It is something that you have to achieve through this practice. Fortunately, you have met a very good practice that you can lead there, but you have to work hard for your own sake, for your own freedom, for your own happiness, for your own peace. As I always mention, the teachers only can teach. Okay? Right. With the teachers. So Chago, so Buddha says that craving, we have to let it go. Chago. So you have to give it away. Pati nisaggo. You have to release it. Right? The craving. So there are four things that you have to do. Chago, you have to so give the craving away. Pati nisaggo, you have to release the craving. Mutti, so you have to free from the craving. Analayo, you should not attach again to the craving. Right? So this is the fourth noble truth. So letting go of the craving, right? Giving up the craving, releasing the craving, and then after that, being free from the craving and not attaching again to the craving. Right? So this is the third noble truth. So when we have craving, we develop attachment to four things. Mainly, number one, so five senses and sensual objects, right? For the eye, for the eye, so you develop craving towards your eye and the sight. You develop craving towards the ear and the sounds, nose and smells, tongue and taste, body and touches. Then at the same time, thought, mind and the thoughts, right? Then after that, you develop craving towards perspectives too, right? Why people fight because of religions? Their perspectives are different. This is my perspective, and you don't think like, so just like my perspective is how my perspective is, so we are different. So you fight. Not only religious perspectives, there are so many other perspectives, right? Political perspectives. Communism is a perspective. So those who have communist perspective, they think the people who have with the capitalist perspectives, they are evil. And those who are with capitalist perspectives, they think communist perspective is evil. Right? Perspectives. So, uh, so this, so attachment to perspectives is a we don't see, but it is there inside us because of craving. Third one is silabhate, so upada. That means so we practice various kinds of cultural practices, religious practices. So that means in Indian words, we can use a common Indian word, puja, not Indian South Asian word, puja. Right? So for various kinds of omens, traditional customs, right, we have those such kind of things. And when it comes to religious practices too, we have those things. So we have attachment to those things too, right? So this is another attachment that we have, right? So in Pali names, so I would like to say Kama Upadana, then Ditti Upadana, Dishti, or you can say Drushti, right? Then you can understand better. Ditti Upadana, Silabbat Upadana. Fourth one is Attavada Upadana. Attavada means attachment to oneself. I, right? This is the fourth attachment that you have because of the craving. So you have then 4 attachments inside you because of craving. Number 1, attachment to 5 senses and their objects, right? Number 2, Mr. Shmita, right? So Trevor? Perspective. Very nice, good job. Aishwarya, third one? Yeah, various kinds of practices. And number 4, Dinesh Nangi? All right. Mr. Bhanu? Attachment to oneself. Yes. So they are called as, in Pali, they are called as, Mr. Ramkumar, Upadanas, right? Attachments. So then, so when you develop the understanding, you have to let go your attachment towards all these 4 things. You let go your attachment towards the 5 senses and the objects that comes and contact with the 5 senses. You understand? So this is a natural process, right? So, and they cannot be called as I or my things, right? They rise and pass away according to their own nature. As Vipassana meditation, you see that. And then what happens is experientially, you let those things go, right? You don't have to let those things go. Automatically, when you see, you, so automatically, you release them. You give them rest. You are not mine. I know that, right? Then, Ditti, same thing. You don't go to fight thinking this is my perspective, that person's perspective. You give importance to the right perspective. What is truth and what is untruth. That's it. You stand with the truth, but you don't go to fight because of various perspectives, differences of perspectives, right? And then because of various kinds of religious practices and cultural omens, all those things, so you understand, so still you will engage in those things, but so if it is if your family needs it, but still you will understand that no use of fighting over those things, and so no use of clinging them to the thinking as this is my things, right? So then after that, so attachment to I, right? When you observe your whole body, you will start realizing when the body is arising and passing, when you experience the arising and passing away of your body rapidly, from top to bottom, bottom to top, right? Through your Vipassana meditation, you will let go of your attachment to the notion of I too. And finally, you become fully free, right? So in brief, the journey goes like this. You suffer because you don't understand the nature of things as they actually are. Right? So I already taught you all the things are so made of the eight atta kalapas, eight elements, right? Combination of eight elements, atoms, right? All those things rise and pass away. But you don't realize it when you see it with your naked eyes. So you give them names and you think that they exist for sure. Uh, so so you think those things exist for real. But through meditation, what happens is you understand actually. So what you see is not the truth, but the truth is something beyond that, right? And then your eye of wisdom, it opens. So you start to see things not only with your naked eyes, you have a supreme eye beyond that, the eye of wisdom. Then when you see the eye of wisdom, the more you see the nature of impermanence, right? And the nature, how the things, how the suffering arise in the world. Then, so you start, then when you see that nothing can be called as I, right? Or there is nothing to attach as this is my thing, then what you do is you let those things go. You release, right? Then when you start releasing, not only you release these craving, but also you let go of your suffering, and you open your door to the eternal peace, eternal happiness, nibbana, right? So and then right, so that's where you are heading. I think that's enough. So that's where you are heading. So you are heading towards the vimukti sukha, free, the comfort. So the comfort of freedom. So practically, so practicing giving you everything, you try to understand the nature of things as they actually are through your own experiential wisdom. Seeing, so with the help of your experiential wisdom, you let go of your ignorance. Then when the ignorance goes, your negativities go along with that. Your suffering also goes along with that. And inside, you develop, when those things are gone, you only have eternal peace and eternal happiness remaining. And then on the top of that, you develop, you live your life with four kinds of sublime qualities. What are the four kinds of sublime qualities? Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Metta means loving kindness. Every action. So you start to enjoy all the moments, and you start to enjoy all the moments in your life, and all those moments will be filled with loving kindness. Compassion, Karuna. Mudita means sympathetic joy, right? Happiness in the other people's achievements and success and their pleasure. And upekha, equanimity, balance of mind, right? So that's where you are heading. But as I always mention, this is not the process like making quick noodles. Within 5 minutes, you can't have this. Within one meditation session, you can't have this. You have to work hard. I really appreciate the meditators that I met. They are hard workers, most of them. I'm glad I met them and I could become not a guru or someone like that. So a noble friend to them. Kalyana Mitra. I don't want to be a big guru or someone like that. So please keep practicing. I'm doing my best. So I'm a Bhante for almost more than 20 something years. So I've been practicing. With that experience, I'm helping. Right? So the Buddha is here, Buddha's teaching is here. So the path is still pure and clear. You have gained the ability to practice. You have been lucky and fortunate enough to meet this technique and practice. So work hard. Who knows what will happen tomorrow. So let's value whatever the time that you have. Let's keep on moving forward. Right? I sincerely wish that may all of you come out of all the suffering, all the negativities, and attain real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. With those thoughts, we are going to conclude. Everyone, please join your palms together. Now, please think. By the power of all this positive energy, may you all have a long life. May you gain beauty, mental and physical strength, comfort, and wisdom. May you be able to practice diligently, ardently, consistently, with determination. And finally, practicing this noble Dhamma practice, may all of you attain real peace, Nibbana. Please concentrate. Abhivadana silisse niccang vaddha pacaino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayumangno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevati ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjato. May all of you be well. May all of you be happy. May all of you be very peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone, and take rest. See you all in the next week. Take care. Right. Mr. Juan, good night. Juan, good night. Mr. Juan, can you hear me? Miss Jane, good night.
I don't know if everybody can hear you, Bhante.
Oh, right. Good night.
Hello, Bhante.
Oh, hope you are recovering well, Miss Jane.
I'm trying to open the camera, but I'm not able to.
Oh,
the
right.
host. Oh, yes.
All right.
Where is
She is
the
not
camera?
allowing.
Oh, you're not
Oh,
allowing us to turn on camera. Okay,
All
that's
right. All right.
yeah,
That's
hello,
fine. That's fine.
Bhante. That's very nice to see you.
All right. So please take care. Pratyush, please
He's
take care.
here.
Yes, Bhante, I'm here.
Okay. Good night to both of you and see you on Monday, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
Bhante, I'm not sure if I can come on Monday or not. I'm
Oh,
still
no.
at
Please
home.
take rest.
But Bhante, on Tuesday, I'm gonna go back to hospital for return visit. On
All
my
right.
way back, can I visit you and see you?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Please come.
Will you be at the temple on Tuesday?
Yes. I will be.
The whole day?
Yes.
Okay. I will come and see you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Take
Bhante.
care. Good night to both of you.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night. Right. Good night, Miss Kim. Good night, Miss Liz. Right. Good night, Neha Devi.
Good night, Bante. Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night. Good night, Ms. Meena. Ms. Meena, good night. Right. Ms. Purti, good night. May all the good happen to you. Very nice that you joined the school. May all the good happen to you. Is Shireen, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you for your teachings.
May all the good happen to you. Say hi to Sandesh too. Mrs. Sriram, good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Bante.
Good night. Please say hi to your mom, Mr. Watt.
She's right with me.
Good night.
Okay. Okay, good night, Ms. Rita. May all the good happen to you.